Bumpy loves carrots.
Oh, yes. What a lovely puppy. Ow! So gentle and mild.
G'day cheeky dogs, my name's Margie and I'm an Australian currently living in America. G'day you cheeky dogs, today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the Bluey episode Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound. We're going to be going through all of the Bluey theories to do with this episode, like why was Bingo sick, why was she in the hospital for so long, what's going on with Socks being a puppy, why they have clothes in this episode, as well as all of the hidden Easter eggs, details, and other little things that maybe you might have missed. But as always, if you love Bluey as much as we do here, don't forget to hit that like button down below, as well as that subscribe button and that bell for notifications, so you know whenever I release any other Bluey videos. So let's start off with all of our Bluey theories.
Okay, take a big breath in for me, Bingo.
The first one, of course, is the illness with Bingo and why was she in the hospital, what's going on there. So a lot of people I saw on Reddit and Facebook had a couple of different theories. Some were saying maybe a high fever, but that one I don't think is it at all, because it honestly looks like Bingo has been in the hospital for a while, at least a couple of nights, if not maybe a whole week. We see that she has cards there as well as balloons, and the doctor also says specifically that she needs to stay another night. So it seems like she's already been there for a few nights.
Do you think we can go home soon, Doctor?
We might just keep you in for another night, Bingo. Just to keep an eye on you.
Now, one of the big main theories is that maybe she has celiacs disease and that's why she's there as well. Because of course in the episode Daddy Drop Off, we see Bandit make a mention of making a gluten and non-gluten free lunchbox.
Okay, gluten-free, gluten not free.
I'm off to work, kid.
And whilst this does seem plausible, I don't think that's the answer, because I think Joe Brumm, the creator of Bluey, gave us the answer. He did an interview with New York Times a little while ago where he talked about the fact that his 3-year-old daughter had actually had a lot of asthma-related illnesses and had spent a lot of time in hospitals when she was young, mostly because her lungs would shut down when it gets too cold. He also says that, you know, he pulls a lot of his experience with his girls into the show. That's what a lot of the episodes are based on. Unicourse is real. They call Statue World Statue World. So it seems very likely that in this situation, he wanted Bingo to replicate his youngest daughter and her asthma-related illness. This would also line up with what the doctor does, because she does listen to Bingo's lungs on her back. So that would again line up with an asthma-related illness, or maybe even something like pneumonia.
Take a big breath in for me, Bingo. Ooh, that was a big one.
So I do think that that's the reason why she's in hospital and not because of celiac disease. But let me know down below though, why did you think that she was in the hospital? Moving on from that though, I want to talk about Bumpy, the Wise Old Wolfhound story, and the fact that this is actually a really old and famous Buddhism story. It is a retelling of Kisa Gotami, but in the original story, it is the mum who had a child die, who went to see Buddha and was told to get white mustard seeds from a family where no one had ever died before. Obviously, Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound is a retelling of this story, but in this case, Bluey is pretending to be the mother in this, and Socks is the baby in this, but of course, Bluey refers to her as a puppy.
Please, may I have a puppy?
Yeah.
And then the next morning, she woke up. Oh, my wish came true! My very own puppy.
I do also find it so funny that they really do play up Socks being a actual dog and puppy in this, with her like pooping and biting and just like general barking.
Socks, he's got butt.
Also the fact that they have a collar and leash, I wonder if that's like a bit of a play on obviously them being dogs, but the fact that like some parents do also have like backpacks and leashes for their kids when they're a bit too wild. I don't know, let me know what you think. But of course the person playing Buddha in this is Trixie, and I do love the details with Trixie in her robe, because not only is it Chili's robe, because we see the initials C and H on it for Chili Healer, but she does redo the robe to have it slung over one shoulder, just like they do in Buddhism as well.
Bring me a pair of purple underpants.
Okay.
Ah,
Now it's making sense.
Whoa, I'm not finished.
And of course, instead of white mustard seeds in this, we have the papal underpants, which brings up, of course, the theory of why do they have papal underpants? Why do they even have underpants? Because they obviously don't wear clothes during the show ever, unless it is like for special occasions like a wedding, or even within this episode we see the doctor and the nurse wearing clothes as well. And I've talked a bit on this theory before, but I do think that the reason that they wear clothes is because it is a profession where you could get dirty, like there could be bodily fluids like blood and things like that could get on you, so that's why those professions wear clothes to keep their fur protected. The underwear though, I have no idea. I assume maybe it's like a cosplay thing. As for some of the other little like Easter eggs and hidden details though that maybe you might have missed, we are going to start off with our traditional Easter eggs, because we do of course have long dogs and pineapples in in this episode. We see two long dogs. The first one, of course, is in the book that Bluey is reading to Socks, and then straight after that, we also see a scene of them drawing, and one of the drawings on the bed is of the long dog as well. The pineapple we see is on the vase that poor Muffin ends up breaking.
Go up, Bluey! Oh, Muffin.
We can edit that bit out, right?
And we do have a lot of really funny little like dog details as well, like the bone on the back of the tablet and the paw on the back of the tablet at home, as well as the bone on the cactus plant and the dog bones on the rug in front of the Buddhist tent as well. And obviously the rabies joke that Muffin does as a reference to actual rabies that dogs could possibly get.
I was sick last week. Oh, I had rabies.
Even the hospital itself has a lot of really beautiful detail done into it, and even on Twitter some of the animators did talk about some of their favorite things like the fairy bread godmother, and we know fairy bread is a very traditional dish in Australia, so it was cute that they had that little sort of Aussie reference in there. The background, of course, is a sea scene, and we can see what a lot of people would just say Nemo, but of course Nemo is also based in Australia as well, so it's a Nemo and Australia reference, having all that ocean and Great Barrier Reef behind them. I do also love that the screensaver for their tablet in the hospital is of Bluey and Bingo at the beach, and the style of animation that they are drawn in is actually similar to some of the very new books that we've just gotten out from Bluey as well. Overall for me, this episode is very much a 4.5 out of 5 long dogs. I absolutely love it, and I think the lesson is fantastic because the lesson in the original Buddhist story is about the fact that no one can escape from mortality. Like, we all die no matter what. There's always a family that has suffered from death because that is just a part of life. Of course, Bluey needs to make this a little bit more child-friendly and goes with the idea that someone is always going to be sick. Sickness is a part of life, illness is a part of life, and I think it is a really beautiful way of showing children that, and a really beautiful way of retelling this Buddhist story for younger children.
And then Barnacus realised what the wiser Wolfhound was trying to teach her. Oh, everyone gets sick sometimes, not just Bumpy.
It of course has a bunch of really funny moments in it as well. I love some of like the cut and edit scenes, and especially like when you just like randomly see Uncle Stripe being in there, and the bumworms joke, of course.
Why, yes, I've got bum worms.
Ew.
Great.
But one of my favorite little things is that after rewatching the series and rewatching some of these earlier episodes, you can start to see some of these little jokes that end up becoming like reoccurring things. And for me, it's the one where at the very end of this, Bingo yells again, and we see this appear again in the show when Chili says again as well. So obviously when they see something that they really, really love, like a production of sorts, they love to say the word again. And I know it's just kind of a nice, cute little tie between the episodes of the show and Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound.
Again.
But cheeky dogs, let me know in that comment section down below what you thought of Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound. How many long dogs would you give it out of 5? And what were some of your favorite details about this episode as well? While you're down there as well, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and bell for notifications so you know whenever I release any other Bluey videos. But until then, I have picked you cheeky dogs out a few other videos that maybe you would like to watch, and I will see you all in another video. Mwah! Bye!